Andre Muchacho, I'm gonna say this right now. There's really no reason why a lot of people need a heavy-duty truck. At least when it comes to the Ford F-150 versus F-250, there are a lot of things that are remarkably similar.
Whoa! Hold your horses there, Nathan. Because in this video I'll show you exactly why a heavy-duty truck is superior in basically everything it does.
I disagree.
If you have ever been wondering which truck should I buy, should it be a half-ton light-duty or a heavy-duty truck like the F-250, this video will help you make that decision. In this video, we're going to measure the size of both trucks and show you exactly how they're different. We're going to take a look at the engine options, show you our towing MPG results. We're going to compare the chassis and axles, compare the towing and payload numbers, a quick look at the styling. We're going to do a turning radius test to show you the interior features and available technology, and finally show you the price comparison. All you Ford owners out there, do you get annoyed by your auto start stop feature? Well, now you can simply install this, the AutoStop Eliminator, to prevent your vehicle auto stop start feature on every ignition cycle. Just use the link below and go to AutoStopEliminator.com to see how easy it is to install and use this little device. This F-250 is not even the longest configuration they have. If you had an 8-foot bed, it would be longer, but about 21 feet in length, crew cab with a 6.5-foot bed. And this is beyond most current garages at people's homes. How's that? Hold on.
As you can see, mine is around 19 feet. Not like Andre's 21 feet, so a much shorter truck and a much lower truck, but they still are about the same width.
This positioning is perfect to demonstrate the height differences here.
Yeah, and I'm low like a GT40.
What? But let's just measure, okay?
Okay.
To the bottom of the hood on the Super Duty, the F-250, that's about 49.5 inches right here, just to the bottom of the hood. On the F-150, it's about 4 inches less. So this truck is much taller, much bigger.
Well, bigger frame, bigger tires, lots of extra weight, lots of extra goo, yeah, of course. Andre, anything you tell me about the Super Duty is a moot point based on the fact that it is so much more expensive than the F-150.
Well, wait a minute. Well, yes, the F-150 starts at 28 grand approximately for a base truck. The Super Duty starts at about 33, so yeah, $5,000.
Oh,
difference.
yeah.
Yes, you're correct, but you can configure both trucks at about the same price with a crew cab 4x4, about 50 to 60 grand. Boom, comparable.
There are six engines available for the F-150. That's including this, which is the 5-liter Coyote V8, one of my favorites. It puts out 395 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque, but there are naturally aspirated V6s, twin turbocharged V6s, going all the way up to a turbo diesel, a small one. So you have all those options available for the half-ton. And the benefit, of course, is that this is a much more efficient truck, especially for daily driving.
Here in the Super Duty, just 2 engine options, for now at least. And under the hood of this one is a 6.7 liter power stroke turbocharged V8 diesel. If you want to do work, this is the engine you want. 450 horsepower, which is a lot, and even more torque, 935 pound-feet of torque. And it's going to the ground via 6-speed heavy-duty transmission. Yeah, I know on a daily drive the F-150 is going to be quite a lot more efficient than this heavy beast, but we've proven on our MPG towing loop that a power stroke V8 diesel is very efficient, especially with a heavy trailer. Guys, we get this question at least twice a week. I have a trailer between 7,000 and 9,000 pounds. Is my half-ton truck good enough to tow it, or do I need a heavy-duty truck? And we're gonna answer this question today.
Because we have the Big Daddy F-250 and his little brother, the 150. Both are V8s.
Yes, and we're taking them on our MPG towing loop with 9,000 pounds. So we're loading them a little bit heavier, and you'll find out exactly how they perform on the highway today. I'm a little bit surprised because I expected the half-ton truck with a gas engine, V8, to be a lot less efficient towing a load than it was.
Yeah, and that's kind of where it is. A 9,000 pound trailer makes the half-ton look pretty good. I mean, you can't spend an extra 10 grand on a diesel truck for what, a half mile to the gallon or less than a mile to the gallon. It just doesn't pay off. So no, daily driver towing these kind of trailers, 10,000 pounds occasionally, you don't need a diesel.
Yes, but if you're carrying a giant fifth wheel trailer, a gooseneck trailer, you gotta step up to a Super Duty, heavy duty truck, and a diesel. That makes more sense. We also did 0 to 60 rounds on both trucks, and indeed, the big turbo diesel F-250 was quicker at the 0 to 60.
Okay, yes, they look different because, I mean, come on, this is like Mr. T and this is like Pee Wee Herman. But they're also very much the same. In fact, their cabs are identical. That's right. If I sit in one and sit in the other, same amount of space because they're the same damn cab.
In the name of science, let's please measure the cab just to double check.
87 3/4 on the Super Duty, which, by the way, I like science too.
Door seam to door seam.
Yeah.
What about the F-150?
It's crazy, dude. Same.
What?
Yeah, it's the same, 87 3/4. Same cab, same doors. Andre Brau,
Yeah.
I want you to sit in this, get nice and comfortable. I'm gonna sit behind you, and then we're gonna do the same thing in the half-ton.
Okay, let's try. Okay. Wow. Let's try. Here's where I sit. I'm just a little bit over 6'2". I'm comfy.
And I'm a little over 6'1", and I am very comfy too. I'm able to cross my legs, got extra room, lots of elbow room. 3 of me can fit back here, no problem. Shall we?
Okay. Why, thank you.
Look at that, James Bond style step right there.
Oh. Dude, you're sitting really upright. I need to kind of recline my seat.
Yeah, go for it. Recline as much as you want.
Okay, now this is where I am in the F-150.
And guess what? Surprise, surprise, surprise. I am just as comfortable in this seat because it's exactly the same cab.
You know what else is the same?
Huh.
The actual headrest. The way the seats actually fit.
Yeah?
Yeah, and except you have this console shifter, which is kind of in the way. I have like 4 cup holders.
Oh, okay, so you have more. Okay, so and there's some trim differences too. It doesn't have a giant like plastic thing that says Super Duty up there. It has fake carbon fiber instead. But for the most part, I mean, the interiors are pretty much the same. We're talking about the same amount of space, the same amount of room altogether. We even have the same panoramic sunroof.
If you want to carry heavier weights and tow a big trailer, the F-250 here is where you want to be, not that F-150 over there. I'm talking about the bones of the truck. This truck has a much heavier frame and fully floating axles with 8 lug nuts right here on the hub. And the way it works, the semi-floating axle on the F-150 has 1 bearing, and this has a spindle with double bearings.
Andre, there's a better way to describe this.
Really?
Yeah, check it out. I have visual aids here for the audience. This represents the F-250 Super Duty. This represents the F-150. So basically, if you think about it, heavy duty, really strong, light duty, not so strong.
So wait, you brought a cat leash and a gigantic dog leash?
Well, look at it this way. When you're pulling with a half-ton truck,
Yes.
my point of view is that you rarely need it to really pull heavy stuff, right? Mine's rated at 9,000 pounds, and that's a maximum rating. You really don't want to tow that much if you can avoid it. So, as I pull, right? Okay, so
Light duty.
this would break, right?
I'm
pulling
not
very
comfortable
hard.
with this, dude.
Okay, so when you do it with this one, this is a lot heavier. So, yes, wear and tear on that, definitely, if you're pulling heavy. This thing is a monster. However, because it weighs so much, when it's saddling the truck down, which is in your case is the F-250, it is very strong, but it's also very heavy, right? So,
Yes.
you know, mileage and everything else. I mean, when you pull on that,
Oh, this is.
I'm not going anywhere. No. So there's a major difference between the two of them, right? A major disparity. One is heavier than the other, one is stronger than the other.
Absolutely, dude. I could not have said it better myself. I guess this cat leash indeed represents the semi-floating axle in the F-150. All half-ton trucks, no matter what the manufacturer is, use these, and mostly with a 6 lug nut pattern. Of course, this much heavier chain dog leash represents the fully floating axle that actually separates the weight carrying capability from actually delivering the power to the wheels, which is a lot more strong but also safe, and also is there for longevity. The diesel engine is very heavy, and the way this truck sits right here, crew cab, also a shorter bed configuration with a diesel, about 8,000 pounds of curb weight. Payload, not great for a 3/4 ton. 2,052 pounds in this case, and of course that has to do with the options, the way this truck is configured. If you want to tow much more heavy, you gotta go with the 350 truck, but we're not talking about that now. The F-250 is just heavy duty everywhere. I'm talking about solid axles front and rear, and in this four-wheel drive truck, manually locking front hubs. Yes, they can also be in automatic mode, but if you want that confidence actually locking it yourself, you have that option. Strength, durability. Of course, the real difference is here in the business end. It's the bed and of course how much you can tow.
Right. So I could tow about 9,000 pounds, right?
The way your truck is configured.
Right, and about 1,500 pounds payload, right?
Yes, but this F-250, the way it's configured here with a diesel engine, can tow up to 15,000 pounds and over 2,000 pounds of payload. But the biggest difference is actually right here. It's the gooseneck hitch attachment on the F-250. If you think about a fifth wheel camper trailer or utility gooseneck hitch trailer, the 3/4 ton is the only way to go, really, because of your truck's payload. Let's say you had a camper that weighs about 8,000 pounds. Well, it can push on the truck with about 20% of that weight, which is about 1,600 pounds. That will overload the F-150, but it will not overload this Super Duty.
I really like the fact that Ford made them look related, but at the same time, very different. And if you look at how mean the Super Duty looks, this overall design is awesome. And then if you look at the F-150, it's a little bit more aerodynamic, it's a little bit less mean, but at the same time, still looks pretty good. Yes, I know, the Raptor exists. Okay, Andre, come here, but there's something else you guys need to see.
I have to measure stuff, come on.
Measure the badge.
The F-150 badge is, what, about 9.5 inches here. And let's measure the headlight. The headlight is about, 13.5 inches, right?
Okay.
Okay, now the Super Duty, the badge, 13.5. Dude, that's huge. And the headlight, 18. I mean, the size differences are amazing. All right, Nathan is moving the F-150 into position. We're gonna do our turning diameter comparison. The F-150 will go first. We'll mark it with cones and see how the F-250 compares. I think Nathan has an advantage here, but this is just to demonstrate to you guys drivability and maneuverability.
All right, fully turn the wheel. Oh yeah, piece of cake. I got this.
Wow, that's gonna make it just so.
I got it.
Lessons for the Red October.
What?
When you turn left, turn as hard as you possibly can, because there's no freaking way you're gonna beat me.
Full rudder?
Full rudder.
Okay.
You might cavitate as you're going.
When Ford redesigned the Super Duty in 2017, they paid special attention to how this truck drives on a daily basis. And they made huge improvements. The way that the frame is now stiffer, the way that the suspension is set up. Am I gonna hit? all those things are there, and this is a much better riding truck on a daily basis. But if you're towing, let's say 9,000 pounds, yes,
Hey,
you
Andre,
can do it.
You're on the side of a hill.
It's
Just
okay.
so you know, I wasn't on the side of the
I
hill.
have an FX4 package.
So did I. Just keep going. You're okay.
Guys,
Keep going.
if
No,
you...
no, you're fine. You're great. Keep going. Come on, plenty. Oh, Tex, that's pretty good. But see, this is the thing. It's just too bloody big when it comes to this type of maneuvers.
Okay, it's just about the truck width.
Just about a truck width?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little much.
Yeah, this truck is larger in size, but think about it. If you're towing, let's say 9,000 pounds, yeah, the F-150 can do it, right? But you have a much longer, heavier chassis, so in a crosswind, you're much more stable, you're just more confident, you're more capable. You can tow that trailer with ease. Right, Nathan?
Right. Andre, you do not have Trailer Pro Backup Assist. It is the system that allows everybody to be on an even playing field when it comes to backing up a truck, because you have a knob here that actually helps you position your vehicle, and it takes over steering so you can back up perfectly with the trailer.
Yes, that's true, but for 2020, when Ford is going to update their Super Duty line, that button, that knob is coming to the Super Duty.
Yeah, but it's not there now.
Aha! I can see the truck, I can see the cargo, I can see anything, including a separate camera if it was connected for the trailer. In the F-150, basically the same camera views, you just access them in a slightly different way. You keep hitting...
Yeah, it's not on the screen where yours was, right?
Correct. You still get the same views.
All right, so how much does your truck run?
The F-250, the one you see here with the mean sport package, the FX4, about $75,000.
Damn! All right, well, mine, the way you see it here, with the FX4 package, with all the goodies on it, $65,000.
Damn!
No.
Actually, the trucks are getting more and more expensive, but you get more for that money. And you can actually configure an F-150 or an F-250 at the same price, right? There's a lot of overlap there.
That's true, and that's one of the questions. I mean, if you can get either or for the same price, why bother with a big, heavy truck?
This is why, if you're thinking about working with your truck or towing heavy, either for fun or for work, you gotta go with the Super Duty. You wanna have a heavier chassis, just a heavier platform for towing, and the one that lasts longer, the one that's safer. You always wanna buy more truck than you actually need.
And I think that the modern day half-ton truck from almost any automaker is the way to go in most cases, because you don't need that much truck.
Well, tell us what you think in the comments below, and go back to tfltruck.com for more news, views, and
Real world reviews.